Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another ugly bug fishing report with Dustin White. How you doing, Dustin?
Good, Marvin. How are you doing?
As always, just trying to stay out of trouble, and it's almost like Old Man Winter came back to Casper.
Yeah. I thought we were out of the doom and gloom kind of cold, dreary weather, but came back for just a couple of days, and thankfully it's going to be moving out here after tomorrow. But yeah, we did get a little bit of rain and temp drop for a couple of days here, but like I said, it's not going to stick around long, so we'll be well on our way into our normal spring and summer temps.
Yeah, and so, when you get a little cold bounce like that, does it kind of slow things down a little bit, or, this time of year, is there enough kind of warmth in the system to kind of let things bounce back pretty quickly?
It's not that big of a drop. It at most kind of alters the bugs that we're starting to see at this time of year. So it just kind of means that, a different hatch might be occurring at a different time in the day. We might be seeing a little different bug activity than we normally are. But thankfully, with the fisheries that we guide on here, there's an abundance of food, and just might mean that your patterns might need to be a little different. So it really doesn't slow productivity down. Just means that you might have to have that rain jacket on and an extra layer when we're out in the drift boat.
Yeah, there you go. And, speaking of that, kind of, breaking it kind of down into three chunks, what are you seeing on the water, say, for example, on the mile?
So on the mile right now, we are coming into the time of year where it is just absolutely magic. We're right in the thick of the sucker spawn hatch starting, particularly on the lower section of the mile. So we still have been seeing quite a bit of midges, blue wing olives through the whole system. But the suckers are spawning lower, and so those trout are really staging behind those suckers, kind of gorging themselves on the eggs there. And we're starting to see quite a few golden stoneflies showing up, which gets us super, super excited. So those fish are starting to eat stonefly patterns as well.
Yeah, very, very neat. And, what about it? What are you seeing on the reef?
Yep. So the reef's still holding at our winter flows at 500, which is pretty low, which means our water temps are a little warmer than we're seeing on the mile, which is, upstream in on the North Platte. So PMDs are starting to show up. Again, still midgy. There still are blue wings, but the PMD presence is really starting to show itself, and we're even starting to see caddis patterns. In fact, a couple of days ago, caddis was working really, really well for me. We're seeing fish eating on the surface. We're starting to see them eating just below the surface. So it's whether you're nymphing or throwing dry droppers or even dry flies, particular moments of the day, it's been really, really productive and really, really exciting.
Yeah, awesome. And how about on the Bighorn?
Bighorn's up, water's up to, I believe, 2,200 right now. And so, as always, scuds and sow-bugs are going to work really well up there. Midges have been doing very well additionally, but still kind of the bug that's working the best for us on the horn is different betas, different blue wing olive patterns. Might need to a little more often on the Bighorn change your depth depending on where you're at. If you are nymphing, we're seeing some really, really productive streamer fishing there. So if folks are wanting to throw streamers, the Bighorn has been pretty lights out. And of all three of the water systems that we're on, if folks are wanting to throw dries, Bighorn definitely is the best option for that as well.
Yeah, very, very neat. And on the streamer front, are you throwing chickens or are you throwing smaller stuff?
As I said before, we tend to throw a tandem streamer rig. Mm-hmm. And so the point fly, the point streamer is a pretty, typically a smaller streamer. And then we're having a pretty long tag off of that with a larger articulated one. Just giving those fish two different profiles, two different options, but it also mimics, something smaller being chased by a larger bait fish. So that really is the technique we use a lot. But if folks, are uncomfortable with that or prefer just throwing a typical streamer, something in the 4 to 5 inches long length with some articulation is really, really good. Patterns in white and in olive are working the best for us right now.
Yeah, and I love fishing white streamers when you just see them disappear, you know?
Oh, it's amazing. It is absolutely, because you're chasing, you're seeing that thing track, and then you just watch it, vanish.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting to have that. So if that's your thing, the Horn is definitely firing on all systems with that right now.
Yeah, we see that in kind of my part of the world right now with people fishing like white game changers for smallmouth.
Yep.
And it's awesome. And, folks, we love questions at the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us. You can DM us on social media. You can drop them in the comments to our social media post, whatever works for you. And if we use your question, I'll send you Articulate Fly swag, and then we will enter in a drawing, and it's going to be something really cool from the Ugly Bug Fly Shop. They're going to put together a box of North Platte flies, as well as some shirts and hats from the shop. And, Dustin, you and I were talking, even if you're not going to be out fishing in central Wyoming, I suspect that's going to be an absolutely killer tailwater box.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. These are patterns that folks that are going to fish any sort of tailwater are going to find success with. And we're, curating it to cover a lot of different bases. So there'll be an array of nymphs in it, some really, really great dry fly patterns, but also some streamer patterns that folks maybe haven't had any encounter with yet that they can try out in their waters. And we're really, really excited to be able to offer that to folks.
Yeah, absolutely. And if your question doesn't get selected and you're in the neighborhood and you're in the shop, if you mention the podcast and the fishing report, you'll get 10% off your purchase. And, Dustin, before I let you get back to the Vice, because you won't be barbecuing if it's in the 40s.
Exactly.
you want to let folks, I know you guys are kind of, rocking and rolling, open 7 days a week in the shop, but you want to kind of let folks know, where the Ugly Bug is and kind of how to find it and how to find the outfitter Crazy Rainbow Fly Fishing.
Yeah, you can look us up online at crazyrainbow.net. Our Instagram and Facebook can be found at Ugly Bug Fly Shop. And then our fly shop's right downtown Casper on Center Street. If folks have any questions or want to book a trip with us, you can give us a call at area code 307-234-6905.
Well, there you go. Well, listen, folks, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Dustin.
Thanks, Marvin.